Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be helping you save a ton of time repeating yourself on sales calls and also increasing your close rate simultaneously. So this works if you're a founder yourself doing the sales calls, or if you've got a team delivering the sales calls, a sales team. This is going to work even better, make their life easier and increase your close rate 100%. Not by 100%, but it's going to increase it by a lot. Alright, when I did it with someone else in a different business, in an accountancy business, it doubled the close rate from 20% to 40%. For my own business, it had a drastic impact because I was the one doing the sales call, so it had an even bigger impact. So anyway, I want to just talk you through it first of all. So it's a sales asset that you've probably never seen before, and I'm very confident in saying that in the way that we actually package it together. You're probably aware of what a VSL is. If you're not, it's a video sales letter. Traditionally, you would see this on a landing page where someone's basically created a video for one purpose and one purpose only, to convince you to take the next step of whatever that page is. But I'm going to stay on script here now, on the plan of what I want to talk about on this video, not go off on tangent, right? So first thing I need to explain to you is when you would use this tactic, this sales asset. We call it the Welcome Pack VSL because it's a combination between a physical booklet. So just imagine now that you're a prospect, you're a lead, you're interested in working with you, your service, whatever you provide. And remember back in the day, you've probably faced these before, and where would you get this usually? Like a traditional booklet, a catalogue almost. A very professional piece of paper or a booklet that they would hand to you as like a brochure, I don't even know how to say that, but they would hand it to you and you'd have a flick through in terms of what you'd want. And usually it's like a catalogue of different products. This is obviously designed to walk someone through the journey from being product unaware and completely problem unaware sometimes to product aware, your service aware, solution aware. They know exactly what they need to do and taking the next step, preparing them for the call, preparing them for your packages, because in service-based businesses, most of the time we don't want to actually say price because most of the time it's customized. Even if it's not customized, we say it's customized, so that we don't talk about price, so they don't get price focused before a call, and on the call itself we can stay value focused. They have an understanding from the Welcome Pack VSL of what this is going to be about. So first of all, I'm going off on a tangent here. I want to stay on track. So where is this delivered? It's important you understand this, right? So let's just talk about a traditional funnel first of all. So I'll try and keep it on this side here. So traditional funnel, right, from social media. I'm assuming you get your clients from online. Even if you don't get all of your clients from online, you probably know the value of marketing your business on organic social media channels. So top of funnel, right? Top of funnel. We've got here, just say social media. Yeah? Media. Whether it's through paid ads, to get cold traffic, retargeting your warm traffic, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. You're getting traffic through, right? So that's where the traffic's coming from. This is just a very basic funnel, applies to all businesses. Then as we go through the next phase, let's say we're going through your link, whatever you send them, to your landing page. Yeah? And page, there. Then you'd have a traditional VSL, right? That's where you'd see a VSL, usually a video sales letter, where they'd convince you to take the next step, which is then going to be, for the people that this relates to, the video's connected with them, they understand what they need to do. Maybe they've seen some social proof on your page, they understand a bit more maybe about the service, depending what's on your landing page. They then either apply or they book a call. Or you could actually do it like this, where it goes application form, and then the next step, the next page shown to them is going to be the book and call, right? And this may be if you want to, make sure that the form they go through, you've got some qualification metrics before they just book your calendar and then get cancelled from your calendar if they're not qualified. So that's a traditional funnel. I just want to show you that. So when now is, and then we've got sales call or conversation. If you don't like sales calls, just DMs, conversation. We just say message. It's really terrible. And then they become active client, right? Active client. Now, I figured this out because I was getting really, really frustrated. We were scaling our fitness coaching business, which, if you know, with a one-to-one medium ticket fitness coaching service, it's very hands-on with every individual client that you've got. One person, maximum they can handle is maybe 80 clients, 100 clients, and deliver a really world-class service. Now, that's what I got to, and that's when I started scaling the team. eventually we got to 250 active clients, like literally clients we were coaching at the time. Had to build out a delivery team for that. We had a few coaches on board, and also I had people helping me with the sales side of things as well. Now I was doing the sales calls though. I was the one on this part of the funnel itself. I was doing all of the calls. Every single one that we brought in came through our system. I basically sold them on the service, and then they bought in, they worked with a coach, and they got the service delivery. Might be very similar to how you're doing it right now, because removing the founder from the sales process is extremely difficult. Unless you've got the margin to bring in a closer, it's very, very difficult to actually remove yourself from it. But this is going to help. Even if you're still going to do the calls, it's going to save you a lot of time on the call itself. If you've got other people doing the calls, it's going to increase the close rate, and it's going to increase the close rate for you as well. Now, this is where you send them. So when they apply, when they book the call, in that time before they step on the call with you, that's where the Welcome Pack, Pack VSL comes in. Okay, so this is where basically what you've got is a very professional slideshow, aka your pitch, right? Drawn up in a like 10 to 14 slides. And on this, you will do a video overview presenting the slideshow, and you will send that to them at this point here before they step on the call. And it's a must-watch video for them before they get on the call. You have to make sure of that. I found the difference when I would be on these calls with these people. I would ask them straight away with the very early stages of the discovery part of the call, have you watched the video? And if they say, oh, I skimmed through it, or I didn't really watch it, that was a red flag for me straight away. I knew they weren't taking things that seriously, and also I knew I was going to have to really explain the service again. I was going to have to go through that repeated process that you found yourself doing over and over again, where you have to explain exactly what the service is, the differences in the packages you offer, and it's mind-numbing, right? And it's a waste of time on a call where you could be having a back and forth conversation. And a sales call is most productive when you're asking the questions to the prospect, and you find out more and more and more about them, and then you fit in your solution as the solution to their problems that you find out. So that's where you want to be spending the time on the call. You don't want to be explaining your service. So this is what this actually solves. The Welcome Pack VSL explains everything about your service whilst building up rapport, whilst explaining and relating to the problems that you know they are facing. If it's your dream client, they relate, they understand, they know for a fact, now this solves my direct problem before they've even stepped on the call. They also have an idea of the range in packages you offer. I always end with 2 different package options, and they come into this with the mindset of I would preferably want probably the best package, right, that we offer. That's when then it comes down to pricing. You can always make sure that you've got something to fit them and their budget, depending on what their budget is. So that's what that does there. Google releases studies, well, you've probably heard this mentioned before, the 7-11-4 rule, where people need to consume 7 hours of content over 11 different touch points over 4 different locations. That basically means the more content they consume of you in different places, the more likely they are to trust you and buy from you. This helps with that. It adds another touch point, another location where they're going to watch the video, another style of you presenting, and them getting to know you a bit more and trusting you a bit more in a longer format where they're actually taken out of the algorithms. It's done separately to all of that. It's delivered directly to them via a link. And it installs a lot of trust and belief in your service, your product, because you're passionately presenting what this is all about. So when it comes down to the call, number one, are they already pre-sold on the solution? If they've turned up after this, they're going to be far more sold on it. Or they're going to be sold a lot more on the actual service, and they want to work with you. So then it also covers a lot of pre-objections inside the Welcome Pack VSL. So we purposely make sure when we're presenting in the VSL, it doesn't feel salesy because it's not a direct video for them. And that's where it allows you to really handle a lot of these, pre-objections that you would face usually on a call. And they're not feeling like you're being salesy because it's actually not targeted at them. You're not saying it to them directly. And then when it comes down to the call, a lot of this stuff's already been covered, so they can't really bring up the typical objections you would have. So I would 100% recommend that you find out more about how to create your own Welcome Pack VSL. when to send it to them. You can set that up so it's completely automated. We do this within our own business. It's always automated. They send out, they must watch this video. They have to confirm when they've watched the video. It builds back communication. So they text you, they email you. It opens up those channels for communication. So that's another reason we do it. But also it actually increases the show up rates as well. So if you've ever run paid ads or cold traffic to your service, you know that when you're running cold traffic, the show up rates tend to go down a lot more compared to warm organic traffic. This helps a lot with that. So having this there will increase the show up rate. It'll increase the conviction in the person that's jumping on the call. It also pre-qualifies them, because if you've talked about a lot of things in that Welcome Pack VSL that's not relevant to them, because it wouldn't be relevant to them if they weren't a qualified lead, then they're going to be more likely to cancel the call and not waste your time as well. But the biggest time saver here, I want to make this clear, you never have to sell your service on the call again. You never waste time talking through the specifics of the service delivery. And you might be thinking, but I've got this really good pitch and presentation and I love going through it on a call. I can tell you from being on the other side of pitches that do this, nothing frustrates me more, because I know what they're doing. They're just trying to pitch me. I'm watching a live presentation of someone going through a pitch where they could just be speaking one-to-one with me. Why would they need to do that? It's just really frustrating, especially the longer they take. If it takes like 20 to 30 minutes, I'm honestly thinking about just leaving that call or calling them out on the fact that you're just trying to sell to me. Like, just speak to me and you know, ask me questions. Let's have a back and forth. This is the time to do it before the call, so that they are able to sit down and understand a lot more when they've got the time to watch your Welcome Pack VSL and they're interested in learning at that point. So 100% recommend it. You'll never have to repeat your service again on a call. You can spend the time on the call to be more productive, or you can shorten the time you spend on sales calls in general, making you more efficient, more time for service delivery, more time for whatever else you want to do, free time. You get your time back, you're buying back your time, or it increases the amount of slots you can take. It increases the amount of sales calls you can take, making more sales, or potentially making your sales team more efficient as well and less burned out from just repeating the same stuff, because nothing is worse than repeating something. And I truly believe anything that is repeated can be automated. So that's the Welcome Pack VSL. It's a little bit more about it. If you want to learn more, I've got a link below that will literally give you the framework we use to build our own Welcome Pack. And if you've got any comments that you want to leave about how to do this, any specific questions, feel free and I'll get back to it as soon as possible. But I hope this helps save you time, make you more money, increase your close rate, and learn this tactic that absolutely transformed our business compared to when we weren't doing this before. I was just fed up of repeating the same thing over and over and over again. When you're doing like 8 to 10 calls a day, it is painful to just go to the part where they ask, what is it, what is the packages, blah blah blah. You have to explain everything, and it's like, yeah, anything that's repeated can be automated. We did that, and it had a massive impact on the close rate we had and the success on the calls, and the length of the calls drastically shortened a lot as well. So yeah, take my word for it, give it a try, and let me know what you think. But if not, subscribe. This is all about scaling and growing a service business. We're all doing this together. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon.